In today's video, I'm going to be going over the most unsettling Google searches. The first unsettling Google search that we're going to be talking about in this video is the dog head isolation transplant. In February 1954, in arguably his most bizarre experiment, he transplanted a dog's head onto another dog using vascular connection to the host dog's heart. Ignoring the hate from his critics, he continued with this particular line of experimentation, becoming more successful with time. This dude transplanted dogs' heads onto other dogs. Okay, I'm gonna have to click on Google Images, and viewer discretion is strongly advised before you check this out. Sorry, dude. His name is Vladimir Demikov. Stormy ran away after I said Vladimir Demikov. I don't know what's up with these Russian scientists experimenting on dogs, man. There's another one. His name is Pavlov. He would give a dog treats and then ring a bell and then ring a bell and then give a dog treats, constantly doing that. He would ring the bell and observe how the dog would act. He noticed that the dog was salivating, but he put these dogs through extreme psychological torture just to take some documentation on dogs and salivation. Pavlov was an absolute Brian from Family Guy sure didn't like him.
Hey Pavlov, you dog-teasing. How's this for positive reinforcement?
The next unsettling Google search that we're going to be talking about is Unit 731. What was Unit 731 known for? Japan has disclosed the names of thousands of members of Unit 731, a notorious branch of the Imperial Japanese Army that conducted lethal experiments on Chinese civilians in the 1930s and 1940s as it sought to develop chemical and biological weapons. So there was people in the Japanese military that were literally testing this on Chinese civilians, and they would gather these Chinese civilians. They would test a bunch of biological weapons on these people. It's actually really freaking bad. Over here it says, was Unit 731 a war crime? The truth is that Japan's Unit 731 committed some of the most heinous war crimes ever. Thousands of prisoners were killed in cruel human experiments at Unit 731. Oh my god. The next most unsettling Google search that we're going to be talking about in this video is infected mosquitoes in towns, or also known as Operation Big Buzz. Operation Big Buzz occurred in May 1955 in the US state of Georgia. The operation was a field test designed to determine the feasibility of producing, storing, loading, and dispersing from the aircraft the yellow fever mosquito. Though these were not infected for the test. Basically, to summarize it all up, they took a bunch of mosquitoes and they were going to put a bunch of lethal chemicals inside these mosquitoes, like a bunch of biological weapons, and they were going to store these mosquitoes up. If the US Army ever needed to use these mosquitoes in war, then they would release them and deploy them, and the mosquitoes would bite the people in the area. The people would get infected with the lethal disease. The second goal of the operation was to determine whether the mosquitoes would survive their dispersion and seek meals on the ground. In total, about 1 million female mosquitoes were bred for the testing. Me personally, I don't like mosquitoes. I've actually done the research. If you take a look into it, if you removed mosquitoes from this earth, if you remove them from the food chain, it wouldn't affect the birds. It wouldn't affect all the other insects that eat the mosquitoes, because there's tons of insects going around. You know what I mean? Mosquitoes are, take a look into it, the most deadliest creature on this planet is the mosquito. That's it right there. The most deadly animal in the world, the mosquito. It says it on Microsoft Bing. Now, don't trust Microsoft Bing, but trust me, it's a fact. The next unsettling Google search that I want to talk to you guys about is the monster study. The monster study was a stuttering experiment performed on 22 orphan children in Davenport, Iowa in 1939. It was conducted by Wendell Johnson at the University of Iowa. Johnson developed the monster study to see if stuttering was a result of learned behavior or biology. However, there were many ethical problems with the study. Why was the monster study so unethical? Wendell Johnson was a speech pathologist that conducted his study to find the cause and cure for stuttering. The study violated a lot of ethical issues because the children were put through psychological harm, informed consent was not given, and the subjects were deceived. So he basically lied to 22 orphan children about what experiments they're going to be taking a part in, and then he put them through a lot of psychological harm and psychological torture just to see the cause and the cure for stuttering is. Now listen, I stutter a lot. I would love to figure out what the cause and cure for stuttering is, but don't put 22 orphan children through psychological harm to figure out what it is, man. Damn scientists, bro. Scientists get crazy sometimes. The next thing I want to talk to you about, the last thing on this list, the most unsettling Google search on this list, is Mr. Hands. When you go on Google and you type in Mr. Hands, the first thing you're gonna see, what is Mr. Hands? It's gonna say the Enumclaw horse case. What? The Enumclaw horse case was a series of incidents in 2005 involving Kenneth Pinian, an engineer who worked for Boeing and resided in Gig Harbor, James Michael Tate, a truck driver, and other unidentified men. These men filmed and distributed Pinyan receiving that from a stallion under the alias Mr. Hands. After engaging in this activity on multiple occasions over an unknown span of time, Pinyan received fatal internal injuries in one such incident. Oh my god. I feel like that's enough internet for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. Get this video to the double-digit likes. If you guys want to see me do more unsettling Google searches, then let me know some scary things in the comment section down below. I love you guys. I'll see you in the future. This hoodie is not for sale because I don't sell merch. See you soon.